As you can see, the Zahn siblings are thriving today.
We're not at
We're
100%.
living our best.
I'm out.
tonight.
I'm fine. But, oh, I don't remember whose water's whose.
Dude, what are the odds that none of us get sick? One in what?
I think I've already been sick this year.
God, as a man of science, Jesse, what are the odds?
That's not how it works.
Dang it. What's the point of you going to med school if you can't answer the important questions?
I'm not epidemiologist.
Damn.
We can get started. We're going to do a whisper ASMR episode today. So
We
we
are?
can... well, so that we can all be on the same level as Rachel.
All right. I'll talk quieter then.
Can you hand Rachel her mic?
Haha.
Ha.
Wait.
Okay.
All right, welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Rooftop Pod. I am your host, Jesse, and today joining me, we have my brother,
Andrew.
and my sister.
Rachel.
And we're just going to get a really quick status update from everyone. But to catch everyone up, we're clearly in a new location setting. We are in Mammoth,
My
California, in Rachel's bed, where she has spent the last 48 hours curled up in a ball. Unfortunately, Rachel got sick right before our ski trip, which is really sad because I was telling Andrew, I think Rachel is the most passionate about skiing right now. And it could have been any of us that got sick, but it was Rachel.
But it's okay because the snow conditions are really bad.
The snow conditions
Yeah.
are bad.
It's been really warm, which also isn't
Not the
bad.
worst thing, but
Yeah, I honestly like
Yeah.
that it was super warm. I did not like how it was icy, but I did.
yeah,
like
the
how it was
icy is not good. But I know that at the beginning of every ski season in Christmas time, it's always going to be bad.
warm. Yep.
There's never really snowy conditions.
Steamboat.
Was not great.
Steamboat
wait.
was great.
Did we go to? What year was that?
That was
That was
last
last
year.
year.
Wasn't that
Oh
Keystone?
yeah, it was pretty good.
Steamboat was
No.
really good.
You're right. It was
Steamboat was
Steamboat.
last year.
Can't remember.
It's pretty good. And then Andrew, as you can
Ha.
tell, is got
100%.
some battle scars from today as well.
No, 100%.
If you want to really quickly
Yeah, I'll give the
explain what this
TLDR.
goofy Band-Aid on your face is.
Dude, this is so embarrassing. This happened on a green,
Green
which
slope.
is where it is most dangerous because there are the kiddos. Essentially,
That's
a
actually
kid. Yeah, I know. Black Diamond's fine.
Everyone knows what
Greens?
they're doing there.
Hell no.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, was skiing down and a kid skied in front of me and just very poor decision making on my part. I cut to the right. There was a snow machine to the right, so I clipped it with my face and my fingers. So honestly, the face isn't that bad. It's just that I jammed my finger. So overall, I skied down the slope. It wasn't too bad. Did like a quick incident report. I can move all my limbs. Honestly, on a scale to 1 to get hit by an SUV, it's like midway through that. So not the worst thing.
Anyways, today we're going to do our best to try to get through this podcast. Thank you, Rachel, for
Trooping on.
trooping on. Rachel, you did
Yay.
get to ski a little bit today,
Yeah, I skied for like an hour,
though.
maybe.
Yeah. How was that?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah,
it was
did
really
nice.
windy.
It was super
Super
windy. Did you
windy.
feel like very exhausted and tired after?
Oh yeah, I was like coughing the entire time.
Oh,
I was
oh.
like, I
Oh, good
like
Lord.
I stepped outside for the first time today. I was like, the air is so crisp, but it is irritating my lungs so bad.
Oh,
We're-
jeez. Did you take a
we're-
COVID test?
Oh, we don't have COVID
don't
tests
have
here.
Word. Okay,
That's
word.
fine. Were you able to still enjoy the experience?
Oh yeah, the views are beautiful.
The
They're
views
stunning.
Or viewing
Yeah,
here in
they're
Mammoth?
really nice.
Yeah. The skiing is not skiing, but the views from Mammoth, you can
It's
see
really good.
Yosemite. There's some lakes that you can see as well. Mammoth Mountains are also just very pretty.
Yeah, I'd say these are definitely the best views that I've seen skiing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
Wait.
think it's up there for me too.
Yeah.
Haven't you been to Banff?
No,
Oh.
I was in Thailand that year.
she's in Thailand.
Oh, I keep on forgetting you were in Thailand. You're right.
Also, Banff and Mammoth kind of rival each other. I think they're
Wow.
very, very
No, it
close
is really
in
pretty at
terms
the
of
top.
views.
I will say that it's like,
Better than Colorado.
it's interesting because, like, the views in Colorado are like you're on a snowy mountain and all the mountains around you are also snowy. But on Mammoth, well, the snow on Mammoth is not good, but all the mountains around are like barren, like they have
Yeah.
no snow on them, which is
So
so
many trees.
interesting.
Anyways, yes, we're enjoying this ski trip so far. We're done with day 2 of 4 of skiing.
Dude, we can just have a chill day tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're on
I
vacation.
honestly kind of just want to ski a half day tomorrow because I don't want to
You know what I was thinking
bore
earlier
myself.
today, even
What?
before I got hit? I was just like, why are we working so hard on vacation? Like, I come
Yeah.
back, I'm exhausted.
Honestly, skiing feels like work if you stop enjoying what you're doing.
like it's fun, but this was
What
day
the-
2. Well, I woke up really early because of some noises downstairs. Couldn't fall back asleep. They wanted to go hit the slopes pretty early, which is all fine. Like, get your money's worth.
Y'all
but,
left at like 10 a.m.
I know, but I woke up a lot earlier than that, unfortunately.
I will say skiing without an icon pass does make you feel like you need to ski like the most, like
Yeah.
you want to ski every hour that
Get your
you're
money's worth.
able to ski in order to get, because these lift tickets hella expensive.
Don't get me wrong. Still net enjoy it. Still net positive experience.
Even after your incident.
Even after getting
Dang.
walloped by a metal pole.
I was like, Andrew, if you wanted to go home so bad, you didn't have to hurt yourself.
hurt
We
myself.
would have taken you home.
oh
Oh,
man.
But he had to run
No.
himself. Dude, honestly, Andrew seemed excited when he was like, guys, I guess I have to go
I'm
home
out
now.
of commission.
I was like, I can see the gleam in
That's
Andrew's
so
eye as he gets to
funny.
go home.
I gotta get to go home and no. In a perfect world, I'd go skiing one day, rest, another day, rest, and that's it.
Nowadays, I only enjoy skiing for the views,
Yeah.
where there's no thrill in going down. And the thing is, when I do something challenging like moguls, that's not fun either. It's
hard
just
work.
effort.
It
Yeah.
is.
And I get tired and I'm going down slow. I'm like, dang, why did I climb all the way up here just to put in more work? So
You guys are funny.
I used to really enjoy skiing because I wanted to chase this thrill of like performing tricks and stuff. I got really into freestyle skiing. Not that I could do any tricks. It's just I really got into the sport. Like I watched it. I followed it for a year.
It's like what he's doing with golf right now.
But you've sustained golf a lot longer.
Well, that's
But yes, I
it's
agree.
true because 2-3 years ago I was like learning how to hit rails and I think I sprained my
You also hurt yourself.
Yeah, I sprained my MCL on my left leg and I was on crutches for like a week or two. And I'm like, if I'm going to learn how to do this, it's not worth the risk. So then after that killed my motivation to ski completely
Wow. Yeah.
after I got injured. Because I was like, if I want to get really good at this sport, first of all, I'm way too old to be like picking up freestyle skiing right now.
Injuries really do that to you.
And I don't have the resources to
That was
learn.
me in powerlifting. Same thing.
Yeah,
Tweak my
exactly.
back. And I was just like,
Powerlifting
it's not worth
also
it.
killed my motivation. Getting injured really kills your motivation. That's why I like golf. You can't get injured playing golf, or it's very difficult
You can
to.
get golf elbow.
You can get injured playing golf, but
Someone
it's
could
very
whack you in the head with a club.
That's true. You
or
never
a
know.
golf ball.
that has actually come close to happening to me before. Don't hit into the group that's playing in front of you. That's very bad behavior. I've had groups do that behind me.
Dang. Hooligans.
Anyways, today on this episode, we're gonna answer some of your questions that we posted a Q&A poll on Instagram. Andrew and I did, and you guys are really quickly, flooding our DMs with a bunch of questions. I don't think we can actually answer all of them, even though I said we're answering every single question. So we're gonna pick and choose and go through them. I'm gonna go through them in order of who asked the questions. Never done this before. I feel like an influencer. All right, let's go starting from the bottom.
Now we here.
Oh, okay. The first question is, what's the best memory that you guys had in 2023?
Ooh,
Best
That's a
memory.
cute one. Hmm.
that is cute.
Dude, I have hella recency bias. All my friends say that. And so,
Mammoth.
so with that, I'm going to go with Disneyland California Adventures. Dude, the vibes there? Hey,
Yeah,
if you
it
guys
was
haven't
good.
seen the vlog yet,
The recency
Vibes,
bias
plug.
is crazy.
I do have crazy recency bias. All my friends say I have crazy recency bias.
You do, because by far the best memory has to be first rooftop party in Brooklyn. Wait,
Oh.
I think that was this year. It might have been. No, I think it was this year because we
It's
didn't start last
definitely
year.
this year.
Oh, true.
It was good. I think the first
Which
time
one was the first one?
I
Was I
remember.
there for the first one?
Yeah, you were. I have a Snapchat story archive
Oh,
of you being
yeah.
DJ
I DJ.
Khalid.
Oh, me and Karina.
yeah, it
DJ'd
was
that.
back-to-back
Oh,
DJ.
yeah.
Rachel and I were twinning in terms of color because I think we were both wearing something off-white. I just remember it was just good vibes.
It
It was
was
like the
great
first
vibes.
time you guys visited me together, I think.
I think Rachel was working there that summer, so
Yeah.
she was.
That was
visiting.
before.
Oh, that was before
That
she
was
started
before
working.
she started
there.
working,
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
true. Yep.
I believe.
Vibes that night were great. But
Great vibes.
dude, how are you guys not gonna put Disney?
You said
Disneyland
favorite. I mean, it's up
Yeah.
there. Disneyland was great. I don't think it
Y'all,
was.
the vibes are so good.
I think my favorite was probably Europe in the summer.
Okay, that's
Oh,
fair.
I forgot you
Without
did
us,
that.
that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
true.
That was a
I'm just
great
kidding.
time.
You
Even
did talk
though-
about that.
Yeah.
You know, Mom was saying something about how I get like violently ill
When traveling.
whenever it's just like break time.
Wow.
And like it has
you got
happened.
violently ill during the summer too.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
I had food poisoning in Europe.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember that, yeah.
Damn, that really kills your ability to enjoy the
Dang.
experience.
But I still loved it.
That's true.
Because I was like, I love my friends. They're taking such good care of me.
Damn. Yeah, I forgot you got violent
You
food
did get
poisoning.
violently ill.
Yeah.
And Rachel,
Yeah.
wait till you experience something without getting violently ill.
It's
It'll
gonna
be
be
the
lit.
best. It'll be the best trip of your life.
Crazy.
But honestly, I think this trip was.
Dolomites.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say Dolomites 2024. Nobody's getting violently ill.
We can do that. We're
Yep.
doing it. Anyways,
We might.
I want to justify my explanation for
You don't have to
Disneyland.
justify. It was great.
Well, I want to talk a little bit
Oh,
more
okay.
about it. I think it was great because we had Philip and John join us for a sibling hangout. I think most of the year it has been me, you, and Rachel hanging out. And this time around, we got Philip and John. They got in front of the camera. They actually said some
did.
things. They're warming up to the camera.
I mostly said I don't know.
Yeah,
By John.
Not much. They're getting there, but I don't know. I feel like they're actually a lot easier to hang out with than you would think a 28-year-old and a 13-year-old would get along.
Yeah.
Like I love hanging out with Philip and John. I don't know if they can say the same about hanging out with me, but I really enjoy the experience of hanging out with them. Like I feel like I can be goofy and like I don't have to put on this face of like being an adult. It's
Nice.
a good bonding experience. I think going to an amusement park is actually a really great way to. I was telling Andrew and Rachel during our time there. I think going to an amusement park is a top tier date idea because it's like a fun curated experience. At least Disneyland during Christmas, decked out. Everything
It's
is
really
super
nice.
merry. Everything's super sparkly, very joyful, very festive. So the vibes, crazy. And then
Thank
even
you,
when
Disney.
even when you're waiting in lines for a ride, you get to spend some quality time. You get to talk. You get to learn about each other, which I also enjoy doing with Philip and John. And then you break up these like long waits with a thrilling ride or something that's pretty entertaining. So, yeah, I like amusement parks a lot.
Yeah.
I don't go to
Concur.
them ever, but Disneyland.
Isn't it crazy that Mom and Dad brought us to Disney World
What?
Yeah,
Which
when
one?
we were like when I was 12.
or when Philip was a little baby,
Oh,
he
yeah.
cried on the
Yeah.
plane and the soccer team sang to
It was a
him.
baseball team. But
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, I do remember.
Yeah. Philip was screaming and
That
crying.
was crazy.
Which is so funny because when in my mind I was in what I think 4th, 7th, somewhere in that range. I was a child, right? And we were flying the plane, and I was like, wow, all these like old men are like singing to Philip. This is so cute. And now I'm like, they're all younger than me now because they were a college baseball team. There's a bunch of kids,
Yeah.
which is really wholesome.
They
Actually,
were great vibes. I mean,
Yeah, they were really nice.
if I heard a kid screaming and crying, I just throw on my AirPods, noise cancellation, drown that stuff out.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next question from Jacob. He asked a couple questions. I'm actually just going to pick 2 of them. What is your... Oh, wait. Let's go with this one first. How do you stay hopeful about finding a partner in your mid-20s?
Jesse, you want to take this one?
So I'm going to let Andrew and Rachel take
I'm
over this question.
wheezing.
Stay hopeful.
Say hope.
How do you stay hopeful? Because it's not even like how to find a partner. It's how to stay
Hey,
hopeful.
Dang.
the right person will come
Hey.
along in the strangest of circumstances.
In the strangest of circumstances.
You just never know.
You might one day get catfish and the next day find the love of your life.
Hey, you might.
You might.
MTV catfish
You
Crazy.
might
be a not bad thing.
Okay, this is my mindset going into my late 20s and dating / remaining
Pre
hopeful.
30s. Yeah.
And honestly, a lot has to do with Andrew, and I
Oh,
won't get
what?
too specific right now, but For me, I realized if you spend too much time thinking about trying to find that person, you're going to be really defeated because that one person is going to be super rare, which means that most of the people that you're going to meet are not going to be the right person for you. And so if you spend a lot of time perseverating on the people that you've met, people that you're going on dates with, and you're realizing and you're down in the dumps about how it's not working out, your hope is not going to sustain very long. And so for me, I just think, hey, I'm not going to put any thought into this. I'll put in a little bit of effort, but for the most part, I'm just going to let life happen. And if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, like, it's fine. Like, I am a little privileged as a guy to be able to say that I'm not in a rush and I don't have to, make things happen within a certain timeline. But you're a guy and you're asking this question. So my advice is just don't think about it. Don't make your goal when you're going out or like traveling. Don't make it a goal to be meeting like a partner. Make it to be like hanging out and creating memories with your friends and your family that you're traveling with or traveling to see. And then if something happens, something happens. Other than that, I don't think it's worth spending that much time to think about. What are your thoughts?
I was going to say the same thing because I think Rachel and I are the same, where if we don't think about stacking on a relationship in our lives, it will not happen. Like if you're just like, I'm not going to focus on it. Let me know if you agree because you're making a face. But yeah. I'm under that mindset. If I'm like, I'm not going to be in a relationship, then like I could close all doors to the possibilities of being in a relationship. And I think that's what I did a lot growing up. But like Jesse said, it's not necessarily to like put your mind to be focused on dating. It's to put yourself in experiences where you are open to dating. But like Jesse said, not making that your sole purpose. So it's like, yes, like saying yes to things that come up. Like earlier this year, I didn't meet anybody, but like my roommate invited me to like a singles mixer because they need to even out the ratio with more guys.
Oh,
yeah. So I was just like,
that's very uncommon.
Is that Karina?
My DJ friend was DJing an event,
and
I was just like, yeah, I'll show up and like just like talk to people. Like I wasn't expecting to find the love of my life there, but I was just like, oh, it's like a good opportunity to meet people. So it's like say yes to opportunities, but don't be like, I don't know, desperate.
It's so ick when you go out and your purpose is to find a girl. That almost like scares away girls.
Don't do that.
So true.
Yeah. I've noticed that, like seeing other guys when they go out.
Guys that try to hit on women.
Guys that put themselves out there. No, I'm kidding. There's a good, healthy way to approach it. And I think I have a lot of guy friends that are just women feel safe around them. And it's not like, wait, what? It's true. Don't you feel safe around my best friend?
I do.
Yeah. True? That's absolutely on facts. You're absolutely right.
Friend.
That's how he...
I understand why you love LA so much now, because it's just his family.
My bestie is awesome, and his family is also awesome. But yeah, I think I feel like if your goal is to go out and try to talk to girls, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So just don't talk to girls. That's what I'm trying to...
Don't shoot your shot.
What I used to say.
You miss 100% of the shots you do take.
Hey, Wayne. Wait, what? Michael Scott. Dang, what was I gonna say?
Oh, also meeting people through mutual friends, definitely a better way to meet people.
See, pros and cons to both, because
there are cons to that.
If you do end up getting together and then things, if they don't work out, it gets messy. Like, I think meeting, but it's also scary at the same time to meet somebody with no mutuals. I don't know.
Because what if they're a psychopath?
What if they're a serial killer?
Yeah,
that's true.
So, pros and cons both. Be safe out there.
Me personally, I'm not in my mid-20s yet, so I can't answer this question.
Dang, this is just for me, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of for me looking back. I don't know. Anyways, next question. We're going to answer another one of your questions, Jacob. We'll be quick about this. Advice for new podcasters.
Oh.
I will start off by saying, if you want to start a podcast, super easy. Startup costs, If you already own a camera, very low. But if you don't, you're going to have to buy a camera. Honestly, you can film it on your phone these days. We've filmed a few podcasts on our phones. And then the mics and our podcast setup, I mean, it's going to run you about a couple $100. But once you start, cranking them out, you might be able to earn some money back towards the podcasting. But then the most important thing, I think, is finding people that you really vibe with. And it comes off well on camera. And learn very quickly who those people are, because you don't want to force conversation. I think the most important thing is finding people that you vibe well, because honestly, for our podcast, since it's not informational, it's all about
the vibes,
and you want to be able to set a vibe. And for us as siblings, it's pretty natural to talk to each other since we do it so often. So find someone that is easy to talk to start a podcast with, or you could do a solo pod like Andrew's roommate. Yeah. Any advice from my podcastees?
We're not very good at the advice I'm about to give, but it's important to stay consistent.
Oh, true.
We kind of struggle with that, but it's hard because we don't
live close to
find
you.
somebody who lives close to you, because we really do make this hard on ourselves.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
So I'm looking at my questions too, but yes.
I think one other thing that Jesse didn't mention that I play no part in is also the editing process and like learning the software and like just navigating your way around. I don't even know what you use.
I use
whatever
Final
you
Cut
use.
Pro.
Final Cut Pro. Seems like it takes a long time, and I'm glad I don't have to do it. So thank you, Jesse.
Yeah, editing is, once you learn it for podcasting, is quite easy. But yeah, that's part of the learning curve. Like I said, podcasting, low barrier to entry, because the skills that you need to learn, the equipment that you need to get are all very low, which is why there's so many podcasts out there.
You know what the world needs more
DJs,
of?
more podcasters, more rock climbers.
Podcasts.
So true.
I got some good questions out here too. I don't want to neglect.
I'm going to do
everybody.
2 more and then we can go to yours.
Sweet.
For a couple. Would the brothers still love Rachel if she were a worm?
What type of worm?
Think about
Let's go
your
with earthworm.
question. Think about your answers carefully.
I would say definitely yes, because Rachel would no longer be mean to me.
How could I be mean to Jesse as a worm?
Rachel
You
shares
could
a lot
not.
of characteristics as worm. They both love soil.
Oh, true.
Oh my gosh, worms
Isn't that
are,
it?
guys, worms are actually so amazing.
Rachel's trying to be a worm.
Because for my capstone project, sorry.
Don't
We're designing like a compost system, and the guy that we're designing the compost system for was like really crazy about worms. He was like, "Yeah, I definitely want worms because with composting, with composting, a lot of the time, or like the highest barrier to composting for a lot of people is just the manual labor, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and like you have to like manually turn the piles to aerate them." But
I thought you were gonna say
love how
the biggest
educational
cost
this-
of barrier is the cost of worms.
guys, this is what my whole capstone project is on, okay? But with worms, you get rid of all of that manual labor because they eat through all of the like organic material.
For you.
Yeah. And their poop is called liquid gold because it's so nutritious and it's so good for soil. Like, worms are actually insane.
All right, look out.
That's
Rachel's going to be
what I'm
worm in
saying.
2024.
No. But what I was saying is, for our like end of semester capstone presentation, we wanted to start our presentation with something like really attention getting, right? And so my friend Natalie is also part of our group, and we were just like, what if we just got up there and started doing the worm? We ever forget what we're gonna say, just start doing the worm.
Oh, I forgot what I had to say next. Don't mind me.
And that's our presentation.
This is, like,
Thank you very
really,
much
like-
for tuning in.
They made this like a super high stakes presentation. You had to dress up like business casual.
You guys showed up in worm suits.
Oh my gosh, it was incredible. Anyways,
What could have been?
what could have been?
Could've
Hey,
been.
we still have our final presentation for that, so just you watch out.
Film that if you end up doing that.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right.
Wait, Andrew didn't answer if he would
oh,
still
yeah.
love me if I were
I
a
said I
worm.
would. Oh, I didn't
Okay.
say that out loud, did I? I would.
Nice. We keep you really nice and cozy in a well aerated,
Aerated,
well
soil.
oxygenated,
Give me lots
moisturized
of
soil.
raw organic
Compost.
matter.
Yeah. Oh,
And
mom
don't-
would feed you so good.
Don't give me citruses or meat.
Oh.
I can't
really?
eat that.
Worms can't eat
Worms
citrus
are
or meat.
vegetarian.
Oh, dang.
Like I said, Rachel
I
and
don't
worms share a lot.
A lot of attributes.
Anyways,
Okay, last question. This one might be. Let's do an easier one. What is your favorite gene from the family tree?
Wow.
Gene?
Gene.
G
Like a
Gene.
passed down attribute from mom, dad.
I thought it was Jane's.
Oh, wait, what?
Like G-J-E-A.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Why would you think that?
Well,
I've never been passed down jeans. Did they even wear jeans?
Family
Like Yee and
genes that you
Nai?
passed down. That's
hey,
disgusting.
who wants my Levi's?
What do you mean?
All right,
People
favorite
wear
gene,
shit from
favorite
the 90s
attribute
all the
that-
time.
I think a better way to
Mm.
rephrase this question is, what is an
Interesting.
attribute that you admire that you think you got passed down from mom and dad?
Oh,
Or-
I was gonna say dad's eyesight. It comes in quite handy
Oh,
because I don't have mom's eyesight.
Oh, but
That is
that's
quite nice.
eyesight's not even
It's
that
not
good.
that great. It's a negative one.
no
Is
one,
fine. It's
no
possible.
one had 20/20 vision.
No one does. Okay, you're right. Let me think of a better gene.
Mine's not really a gene, but it could be nature, it could be nurture, who knows. But I think dad's ambition, I really admire, and I'm glad that I see it in all of us. I don't
a
think
good one.
our lives would be anywhere close to what it is. First of all, dad wouldn't have made it out the mud. Like, he'd be stuck in a village. He has made like a generational jump ascending from village life to like life in America. And I think because we have the same ambition, we're also trying to make a leap, maybe not at the same scale that dad did, but we also are trying to like, we're not happy with where we are. Like, we want to, well, okay.
I'm pretty happy, but yeah, no,
but
I know what
'cause
you're
you've
saying. I know what
achieved
you're
a lot
saying.
of what you've set out to
I know
achieve.
what you're saying. Yeah.
But like, we're constantly, and this might sound bad, but we're constantly unhappy and uncomfortable with where we are. And it makes us want to chase more and do more for this world, do more for ourselves, do more for our families, our friends. And dad does that still to this day. He's not even here. Dude, dad said God over family.
Dad really said that he's in Thailand for a mission trip for some background
Yeah.
context.
He skipped out, hanging out with his family for the holidays to do some mission work in Thailand. 'Cause
It's
it's
the
also
kingdom of God.
like dad doesn't like skiing, so
That's also true.
yeah, but does he not like spending time with his family?
he spent a lot of time with his family over
Yeah.
the past couple of years.
Yeah, but I think there's this, dad has this sense of like adventure. Like, I need to be doing something exciting in my life in order to feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Like,
I
whether
think
it
so.
be
This is true.
traveling or doing crazy mission work or making advances in his career, he's always trying to look for like that new adventure. And I think I have that in me. I'm maybe a little more ADHD about it, but I think all of us kind of have that. We're always trying to find that new adventure in us. And that's the gene that I appreciate from my parents.
I think you and Rachel have that more. Because I see the way dad stacks activities on top of himself. I'm like,
Mhm.
Rachel has the same thing.
I know where I get it from.
Yep.
Dad's always trying to do the most. All right, Andrew, what is your favorite gene? You can be,
Rachel, do you got one? Because I need to think about this a little bit more.
No.
Oh, okay. Word.
dang,
Hmm.
took the best one, huh? Took the best answer.
I don't know if I have the same ambition as dad. I still, I
I
agree
think
with
you
what you
have
said.
sure,
dad's
dude.
discipline.
Yeah.
You have dad's discipline.
Yeah. But like, I never like dreamed of achieving a lot.
You dreamed of
Uh,
making a lot of money.
This
I
is true.
did in fact dream that. And dad
And
said
because
you
of
will
that-
be some backstory for the pod listeners. Junior year of high school, because I just told this story, I reminded of this. Junior year of high school, I was on a car ride with dad, and I told him that I wanted to be an investment banker. And dad was like, your life is going to be very unfulfilling if you pursue the life of investment banking and finance.
Goddamn right.
And he was right. But
It led you to.
It led me to a path where I thoroughly enjoy what I do. By still pursuing finance.
Yeah.
Because now I'm just thinking about like things that I like from mom
Want,
that I've inherited.
like something softer.
Look like dad right now though. We're on this trip and everyone's saying I look like dad, and
I don't think you look
Honestly,
anything like that. What's your favorite physical attribute from dad? You're tan AF.
damn, I got a lot of attributes from dad. I had really bad acne until I fixed that.
I mean, we all kind of have acne. Rachel probably has the
That-
least acne. She got blessed with mom's.
Got mom's
genes.
teeth, mom's skin, not mom's eyes too. Yeah.
How do you say eyes in Spanish? Go.
Ojos.
There you go. Yeah. That's the applause button.
You say sunglasses.
Oh, I just learned this one. Sol de. It's like multiple words.
Gafas de sol.
Gafas de sol. That was
Boo.
it.
I don't have a boo
You got
function
that
on
one.
here.
Because now I'm just thinking like things I do and not who I am based off of your answer. And I am very much like mom, where I clean for others, act of service. That's definitely. But dad also does that too.
Yeah, the way that dad like vacuumed my car.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think
They
we all
both
do
that. Okay.
a bit of acts of service. Because we do all inherit a bit from. I think that's a
Yeah.
good gene. Yeah.
Okay.
We're all very good at taking care of each other.
Mm.
Yeah. Which makes our family very functional.
Rachel.
We can spare Rachel if she doesn't have compelling answers. She has to ration her vocal capabilities.
This is true.
Okay.
All right, Andrew.
All
hit
right.
us.
This one's a little sad, but I think it's pertinent because it's winter. But what do you do when you're stuck in a period of feeling super down? Because I was just thinking about this. Seasonal depression. It's
What do you
winter.
do? Yeah. Go
Well,
California.
I have very practical advice because New York, the weather is not great in the winter. It's cloudy a lot. It rains a lot. The vibes are great, but the weather is not great. But very, very practical advice: get out and move. Just like I was inside the entire day, just like working on my desk, didn't leave my room for like 10 hours straight, and then like the sun was shining too. I was just like, dang, like life's good, like things are going well, but why am I so sad right now? And then I just like stopped working. I put on my headphones. I ran down the new East Side Highway to like songs I like, and immediately I was cheesing during the
Runner's
run.
high.
I was so
Got
happy.
Sun exposure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very good scientific evidence showing that sunlight exposure
It makes you happy.
plays a big role in how your mood
And like
is.
not even just through a window, just like feeling the sun on your skin
Yeah.
outside.
You need to be immersed in sunlight. Just seeing it through a window is not enough. You don't get enough sun exposure from
Yeah.
that.
Photosynthesis.
But yes, very practical advice that I recently am trying to implement more.
Yeah. I think I've talked about this on the pod before, but for me, whenever I'm down in the dumps, I just talk to my friends and family. Like I talk to my hype people who will hype me up and make me feel good about life, make me feel like I'm not that far behind. I'm not like, my life situation isn't as bad as it is. They just make me feel loved and supported. So I have like a handful of people that I know will pick up the phone, and talking to them will make me feel good. I keep those people close, and I talk to them very often because I'm sad very often. I'm just kidding. Because I just want to talk to them. And I think, especially when I'm sad, I talk to them a lot. And it's been really helpful. Just finding the people that will, love and support you even in your lowest and darkest times.
Yeah, I agree with that.
These two happen to be two of those people. So I talk to them a lot.
Yeah.
You call us a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I
You call
think-
us a good amount. I like talking to
You
people.
also call me.
I do. That was a joke.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
Rachel.
Jesse called me pretty recently, and it was about
True.
huh?
True. I did call you.
And it was him lamenting about like being in Ohio and being
Uh.
really upset about
Mm.
being in Ohio, and how the weather was really bad because it was like gray in Ohio for like
Hey, but
several
I
weeks
fixed
straight.
my situation quickly the next day.
And then I was like to Jesse, I was like, you know what I've been doing during this time? I just hang out with my friends. I ignore all of my problems and I just plan events with my friends. And I just play all day. And I ignore all my problems until they
As you
become
should.
really big problems.
Well,
It's not a healthy way to cope with sadness.
And then
in
I
case people are
stress-
wondering.
And then I stress myself out for like
And then it's just this massive cycle
a week or
of
two.
stress and happiness and ignorant bliss.
And then we repeat the cycle. But honestly, it's like sometimes because I feel like when you're in the dumps, you become less productive too. Like I just kind of sit there and just like, oh, I feel like a sack of,
Potato.
and then I'll just like call on my friends and I'll be like, do you want to go for a walk? Or do you want to go get boba? Or do you want to go watch a movie? Or do you want to play games or do something stupid? And then I'll go out, have a good time with my friends, and then come home and be like, okay, time to do work. But then at that point, my brain is on play mode, so usually I just go to bed.
And then you're unproductive again.
Yeah, but I justify it to myself.
Hey,
So
Yeah.
that solves the problem of being in the dumps, which is
Yeah.
what the question asked.
Which was what the
so
question was.
true.
And I think me lamenting about Ohio, I honestly, there's no place in the world that's actually that bad to live. And Ohio's not that bad to live. It's just that I don't have friends there. That's the
That's the
problema.
biggest thing.
But after I called Rachel, I put in some effort to make or strengthen some of my existing friendships with people that I was like, oh, I really enjoy hanging out with this person, but I haven't really put that much effort into these friendships. So one of my goals for 2024 is investing in friendships, relationships.
So
that I
anybody
have.
in Cleveland and
in
needs
Ohio.
friends.
No. This is not an ad for.
Oh, okay.
I don't need an ad to make friends. I'm happy with the friends I have.
Dang.
None of them are in Ohio.
No
That's
new
the problema.
friends.
But it's okay. I visit my friends a lot, and I visit you guys a lot. So,
Yeet.
generally speaking, I'm pretty happy.
Nice.
Dokie.
All right.
Next, you have another
Next question. I'll do. It's not that deep. Is genuine happiness at a job important, or does the amount of money trump that emotion? That's a good question. I think.
Good question.
Good question, Rachel. You're about to enter the workforce.
What are
Have
you
you thought about this?
prioritizing? Happiness or money?
Mentioned this on the pod before, but
Say
I
it
think
again.
I've come to the conclusion that there's no job that will make me like very happy.
Wah, wah,
Because we live in a
wah.
capitalist society and everything is done for the bottom line.
Not in science. Not in academia.
Yeah, but then
There's
in
no monetary
academia,
motivation. The motivations
there's,
are
like,
still not that good, but it's not
publisher
monetary.
payroll.
Yeah, it's a different type of motivation.
Yeah,
but it's not
and
money at least.
80% of people are unemployed.
Okay.
And you just
At
wait for
least you're
people to
doing research
die
to
off
help.
so you
Okay.
can have a professor role.
Okay.
So sad.
Hey, honestly, the way
There
academics
is
going
no
now,
perfect job out there.
Hold
you
up.
can get a job if you have money.
Hold up.
Dang.
I'm gonna jump off of Rachel's
Okay, yeah, go
last
ahead.
point because I think this is what I was thinking when I read the question of there is
Mhm.
no perfect job, and that's something I came to terms with very, very early. Even in high school, I recognized that what would make me happy at a job was not even the work I was doing, but the company I was surrounded by. I think a good work environment, honestly, like
Company
in
culture.
company culture might be like like you might be making a buttload of money,
Yeah.
but surrounded by just people who are just yelling
Bad
at
vibes.
you, toxic behavior, a lot of like office politics,
vibes.
and I don't
Not the
know if
vibes.
any amount
Bleh.
of money, unless you really are that money driven, will like be able to solve the bad vibes. So I think it does come to a balance.
Don't let corporate America dull your sparkle.
Yeah, like I never expect my corporate job or what I'm doing to fulfill like the satisfaction that I get from like my personal relationships. Like for me, honestly, like I do treat my job as like meeting my financial needs. So as long as my job gives me financial security and it doesn't stress me out, that's all I'm kind of hoping for from a corporate job.
I think also what plays into this is like your personal like standard of living, like what level of standard
Also
of living
true.
you're comfortable with. Because I feel like for me personally, like I don't have a super high standard of living, whereas like Andrew enjoys the little things, and there's like nothing wrong with that, but it does require more income.
Though. I think once you started making money, you started being like, oh, I can splurge on like nicer things now, and I enjoy these
$20
nicer
Uber,
things.
I still won't do that actually.
But I think like
You're right.
Andrew
No,
has
you're
always prioritized like a nicer place to live, if that makes sense.
That's
Yes,
true. All the
only
places that you've
after-
lived have been nice.
After my it stems from a very pertinent summer, which was summer of my sophomore year. I lived Upper West Side in a Fordham students 1-bedroom. Yeah, to give that mom found on WeChat, I was paying $1,000 a month in New York
so
City.
good.
A lot of flies, and I just remember one of my home friends came to visit New York, and we were like running around the city all day, and then we were just like, oh, we're kind of tired, what do you want to do? And then she was like, oh, why don't we like stop by your place? And I'm like, we could. And I just felt so bad that I didn't have a place to like host somebody, because to give you the level of cleanliness, it was as clean as some of our some of the houses in the village, but more cluttered. So that was like,
Ooh.
it was not a good place. But yeah, I'd really,
Yikes.
I was getting paid what, $2,000 a month in my internship in New York. So very, very low funds. I don't know. And I honestly, after that experience, you're right. Like I prioritized my living space. I was like, I will pay more to live somewhere nice because that is important to me.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
I think to go back to the question. Wait, what was the question again? I have some thoughts. I don't know if it addresses the
Is
question.
genuine happiness at a job important, or does the amount of money trump that emotion? I don't know if I answered that either, but
Genuine happiness at a job is important if you can't find happiness outside of your job.
hey, that's true.
That's true. I
right.
think
This
if
is
you're
true.
working for corporate America, it's really hard to find genuine happiness unless you just love stacking bread and that's like your mode of happiness. But I think in corporate America, the way to genuine happiness is finding a job that allows the most flexibility and flexibility over your free time.
Or
So-
you just drink the Kool-Aid.
Or you drink the Kool-Aid, but it's
You
not
just
gaslight
fulfilling
yourself,
to
baby.
do so.
All the Kool-Aid.
I think if you're able to find a job with flexibility that allows you to pursue hobbies and passions outside of your job, you can be really fulfilled. I think Andrew's a great example of that. His job affords a lot of flexibility,
Yep.
which allows him to pursue a lot of his passions outside of working for as a data analyst.
And great work-life culture.
Great work.
Or
Yeah.
work-life balance and work culture.
Yeah. And I understand it's kind of a privilege to be able to find a job like
Yep.
that. But again, I think you can find a job that is flexible with your time, but you can also find a job that has great work culture and then find fulfillment there. In terms of the money, I never thought that money was. Wait, what was the question again for the money part? Keep forgetting.
Does money trump the emotion? Does the
Money never trumps happiness, but I grew up thinking that money was vain, and people who pursue money, like Andrew, are vain people.
Okay, fine.
But
whatever.
I recently came to the realization, after seeing Andrew make some money, I'm like, wow, having money is kind of nice because you can progress your life.
And you can pay for other people.
And that's the thing. Once you have money, I don't even think the nice parts about having money is being able to treat other people and like enhance the experience of people around you. Money shouldn't be your sole goal, but it is important. Whereas for me, I chose to go into medicine because I thought it was a noble cause, and which it is. But I also chose like the
Monetarily.
the most resistant path to money. I love what I do. It's just that the standard and quality of life that I'm trying to afford for myself doesn't come from my schooling, and eventually from my job. It's not even. That's not my focus. Like my career was never meant to make money. My career was just to do something I love doing. And I'm coming to realize now in my late 20s that like making money is like pretty important when you're getting older. So
Rachel, do you
now
want
I
me to move?
am doing things that make me money outside of school. I hope that helps answer the question a little bit.
I think another important consideration that has been brought up to me several times because I'm graduating, ha 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 ha, is yay. Anyways.
Rachel's graduating
Whoa.
just to go to more school.
Anyways, is finding a job that will give you the most growth and learning opportunities and not so much focusing on the money for at least like the first couple of years that you're working, at least if you're going into industry, just like finding a company that will give you the most ability to like learn from people, learn from the work that you're doing, and like have the greatest flexibility. Because like if you're fresh out of college, you're like 21, 22, chances are you have no idea what the hell you're doing. So like finding a job that gives you the opportunity to like rotate through different roles or like be in a role that's like super broad so that you can kind of cherry pick the kind of things that you figure that you enjoy doing. I think that's also important consideration. I don't know if that plays into happiness or money at all, but also something to think about if you're in your early 20s, I guess.
Yeah. I think the roadmap to a high quality life is to spend your first couple years outside of college prioritizing finding what you love to do. And then mid-20s, you capitalize on what you love to do and make money doing that.
That's good advice.
And then late 20s, you just keep coasting. Or you pivot if you find out that you don't like what you're doing anymore. Yeah.
I will say, I think a lot of I don't necessarily think it's fair to call it a mistake, but what I see a lot of people do is stay at a career for too long that they know they don't like doing, because it's only going to get harder to pivot once you're in like 5-10 years deep. So like I'm 3 years out of college and I've pivoted 3 times. I've worked in apparel, I've worked in finance, and I've worked in media and entertainment. And because I was applying for entry-level roles, it was very easy for me to just I wouldn't say very easy. It was easier for me to jump from like one industry that I didn't have any experience to another, versus if you're trying to jump by the time you're already like a senior manager or director, it's going to be really hard to go from like a financial services firm to like a streaming company. Pivot
pivot often and hard.
I mean, granted, there's always like ways to, like, a lot of people use like grad school or MBA to like repivot, but when you're young, you don't have to pay like $250,000 to like go to school and pivot. I don't know where this tangent came from, but yes, pivot
take
early.
Advantage of your youth, kids. I think a lot of our listeners are college aged. This person asked, what major would you choose if you could do it all over again and still have your current friends and teachers?
Oh, interesting. Rachel,
I was asked this question really recently, actually. I said going into college, I was like between a couple majors, or like I knew I was civil engineering going in, but I was like, floating the idea of like going down several different paths, one of which was also pre-law, but like pre-law is not a major. Thank God I ruled that one out. Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible.
You do not need to be doing more on top of what you're doing.
Well, pre-law isn't like you don't have to take more coursework on top of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just have to study for the LSAT and apply for law schools, which I already applied for grad school, so I'm sure it's like not that much different. But like going to law school and paying like
lots of money,
the return on investment.
You also have to go into big law to pay that off too.
Same.
Anyway, but the other one was, the thing is, like, I'm a very mission driven person, so I only do things that I think will have a lot of like good societal impact. But like based off of, I guess, like academic interests and things that I like just really enjoy, I would have really loved doing earth science. Yeah, but like what I learned about
mission of earth science.
What is the mission?
Yeah, like what?
Well, so here's the thing. If you do earth science, you either go into academia or you work for big oil.
Wait, what? Wait, how's that a mission? Yeah, big oil.
Big oil.
son, we looking at you.
Because big oil has a lot to do with like
The earth.
rocks, you know,
Oh.
and like where you can drill and yada
Hey,
yada
it's
yada, whatever,
lucrative.
whatever.
It's really something.
So that's why we did not go down the earth science route. However, I love rocks. And I would have loved
This
looking
gal
at
do love
lots of
rocks.
So we
rocks.
loving rocks.
Cool.
Nice.
Andrew, what would you have chosen?
Honestly, no, I think I wouldn't have chose a different major because I switched from finance to something called OBM at Georgetown because it was easier. Because unless you're going to med school or like something else that requires a specific degree, your degree doesn't matter. You can learn everything on the job. So honestly, I just chose the easy way out, and it was great.
Everyone needs to take a page out of Andrew's book because choosing the path of least resistance
Life is
Work
hard.
smarter,
It's-
not
works
harder.
really well.
Sometimes life is already really difficult. Make things a little bit
Don't
easier. on
challenge
yourself.
yourself.
Don't
Just
challenge yourself.
But
Just
I'm
do
like,
things the
why?
easy way.
It's the easy way.
Like, if I got a degree in finance versus getting a degree in OPM like I did, it all would have been the same. Like, I could have gotten an investment banking job if I really want to. This is very specific to business, specific to IB and consulting, because you don't really need that much specialized knowledge as a first year analyst.
you don't.
Any other degree, this doesn't really apply. But I started off with finance. I changed to OPM. I think the only
What
thing
does
I would-
OPM stand for the kids
Operation
out there?
Information Management. I
Ugh.
don't even know what that means. With a concentration in systems and analytics. I don't know what that means. A lot of Excel. Jesse calls me a lot of help for Excel, and
Yeah.
it helps out a lot.
Hey, he's a god at Excel. Bro is crazy on Excel. Bro speed runs Excel docs. Is crazy.
Yeah, that's one. That's like the only skill I got from college. But I think the only thing I would change is to take more fun classes. I took classes where I was just like, oh, this would help me in my job. But I should have just taken classes that I was just like, dang, this is
Easy,
cool.
bro. Oh.
Well, no, like my favorite class at Georgetown was Asian American literature. It was a great class. It was, yeah, and I wish I took
Nice.
like more classes like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Take fun classes in college. My favorite class was neurophilosophy. We learned about the philosophy behind consciousness and then mixed in some neuroscience on it.
That's dope.
Fascinating class.
That's pretty
Do you need
cool.
more room, Rachel?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying pick the route of least resistance is because I chose the path of most resistance in college. And I decided to double major in math and neuroscience for some dumb reason. And if I had to do it all over again, I would not have done the math major. Yeah, I mean, things come a little easier, but I don't really use my math degree that much as a med student. If you're going pre-med, just pick the easiest major that will get you the highest GPA. People don't really care if you chose a harder major. They just look at your GPA as like a threshold. And I think I would have gotten a lot more med school interviews had I just been a neuroscience major. My neuroscience GPA was like a 3.96, and like
Flex. Nice.
and my math GPA brought me all the way down to a 3.81. And
Dang.
if you have
All
a
the way
3
down.
if you have a 3.96 applying to med school, you are golden, my child. So choose the path of least resistance. If you're trying to do medicine, I mean, if you're genuinely curious about something, like I actually wanted to learn applied math and statistics, I decided to
You
choose
really
it.
are like dad. That ain't me, Chief.
Yeah. So I decided to pursue it. That shit was hard though. It does not come naturally to me. I'm not quick on my feet, and a lot of these math tests, like a lot of questions, very short amount of time. If I had like a day or two to like chew on those questions, I'm the kind of person that will solve a problem eventually, but on a time crunch, not as good. Anyways, I hope this episode was helpful. We'll be answering more of your guys' question on the next episode, so tune in for that. With that, any final thoughts before I check us out? Nope. With that, happy holidays and happy New Year's to everybody. And I'm your host, Jesse, and signing out with me is my brother
Andrew.
and my sister.
Rachel.
And we will catch you on the next episode of The Rooftop Pod.
Peace.